Good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. You can tell it's been a long day, right? Welcome to another episode of Spilly Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and now we're going to go to that horrific world known as Agape boarding school. But before we do, the usual disclaimers. In the description box, you're going to see the links to the Agape boarding school situation. You're going to see every article, news clip, piece of court documents, video casts, YouTube videos, everything we've gone over regards to this case thus far. Please, folks, make sure that you share those articles on all your social media. You are also going to see in there the change.org Shut Agape Boarding School Down petition. Please sign, again, share on all your social media. See, we have to do our politicians' jobs for them out here, folks. We need to remind Attorney General Eric Schmidt what his job is because he seems to forget it way too often. He's too busy losing lawsuits against Biden to do his job and get these kids the hell out of this place. So please share those, okay? All right, and what is the Agape boarding school situation? Well, let's cover it in brief before we get into anything. Agape boarding school is a Christian-themed boarding school based out of Stockton, Missouri that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has and pending over 21 substantiated allegations, claims, and civil lawsuits leveled against it. These claims have been substantiated in independent investigations done by the Missouri Department of Social Services that include sodomy, sexual assault and abuse and rape, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, starvation, and child trafficking. We have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor who's still on premises with access to the boys still left at Agape Ranch, up on multiple substantiated claims, again by the Missouri Department of Social Services, of sodomy, sexual assault, and rape of the boys there at that school. We have, like I said, an attorney general too busy having his face clearly lodged up Trump's ass to do his damn job. So, yeah, folks, please get these videos out. Please share, even more importantly, the articles on it, okay? We also include the links to another school of horrors. You know the one, Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, and all the pertinent links to the Stop the Shocks campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masumba's behavioral sheet, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins back in 2002, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org Shut the Judge Rotenberg Center Down petition. When we discuss Agape boarding school, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and sometimes catch clips of video of people with mental health issues, disabilities, or just in general, quote unquote, what they call troubled teens these days. So, if you have young children present, please use your headphones. Also, as I always say, this channel is marked not for children for a reason. We talk about dark subjects and we do use profanity on this channel. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this channel, parental supervision, folks, is advised, all right? Okay, I'm exhausted, I'm ranty, normal, right? So if I stumble over my words, folks, apologies in advance, okay? All right, let's go to where we left off last Tuesday, and then I got another video in the works because, yeah, that's right, I have to go back to JD versus AH because some idiots can't understand that revenge fantasies are a thing. So expect that video to come after this one, okay? I can't deal with people. HB 557 provides that covered residential care facilities otherwise exempt from obtaining the operating license must comply with certain requirements, including notify the Department of Social Services that they are operating in the state, 210-1256, 210-1263, pass fire, safety, and health sanitary inspections, and have qualifying staff and residents over the age of 18 pass fingerprint background checks. I want to know why we give religious exemptions to whether a school can operate with or without a license. Can someone explain this fucking logic to me? If you are a school who is not properly accredited, your degree might as well be the toilet paper I wipe my ass with when I take a shit. Why are we letting these schools run? For the love of God, I know they just kind of give it to JRC in spite of their atrocities, but even they have to get a operating license as a school. Why are we letting people get away with this? You can have whatever themed school you want. You could have a Dungeons and Dragons themed school if you want to. I don't care, that sounds fun. But you better be licensed. You better have to meet the same state requirements of every high school and elementary school throughout the rest of the state. When you allow these schools to operate and you have students getting sent here, you are automatically putting them at a disadvantage to everybody else in the school system right now. And the bar's pretty low for public schools out here in Missouri, let me tell you. They were low when I graduated. It's only gotten worse, not better. If you are operating below that line, when you are not, due to not being licensed, being made to meet state requirements for these kids to graduate. What the fuck? There's gotta be something here that can be done. This is a part of the shit that should have closed this place down a long time ago without even linking into the horrific shit they get up to. Schools should be made to have to be licensed, registered, and be forced to meet the same state requirements of every single other school in the state. This shouldn't be an argument. There shouldn't be a get out of jail free card. If your degree is not the fucking same that all the rest of us have to get, how are you allowed to operate in this state and call yourself a school? Period. Period. You have parents spending thousands of dollars on this place. Thousands of dollars. Sending these kids here. And they're not even getting subpar education. On top of that, they're being horrifically abused, sexually assaulted, all kinds of shit. Why is nothing being done? Why do we keep allowing these religious exemptions? Why? To a point, there should be religious exemption. To a point. But if you are a school, you should be made to have to meet the same requirements as every other single school in the state. You should not be getting a religious get out of jail free card. It's ridiculous. I'm in 2022 having to have this conversation. Missouri, what the fuck? Sorry, folks. Moving on here. We're going to read another paragraph, and then I'm just going to need a moment to detox from the stupid before we move on to the next video. Additionally, HB 557 has an enforcement mechanism in 210-1271, Section 210-1271 RSMO grants from both the Attorney General's Office and DSS authority to seek injunctive relief in court to remove children from the facility or cease the facility's operations. Again, Eric, you've had a damn year. You've had a damn year. This law gives your office the full authority to get these kids out now while we're talking, but you're too busy kissing Trump's ass to do your job. You just keep asking the court to do it for you. Really? A year, Eric. You've had this authority for a year, and you continue to not use it. You'd rather pass the bunk to DSS. The statute provides 4 grounds for the Attorney General's Office or DSS to seek such relief. Relevant here is the 4th ground, an immediate health or safety concern for the children at the residential care facility. Again, for a dude who calls this an emergency, you sure don't really act with any type of urgency, do you, Eric? You lied to the survivors of this hellhole. You sat on your hands for a year. A year. Meanwhile, the school is taking in new students. The only reason why you're acting now is because they held your feet to the fire. And you're still doing lackluster bullshit. What even is this brief? Do your job. Do your job. It's very simple. You were put in office to do a job. You haven't been doing it. Suing, biting to get your name in the fucking papers isn't doing your job. Taking care of Missourians is, and you failed it over and over and over again. You want to save kids from the transit shit. There's no fucking agenda, dude. It's like Matthew Israel saying, there's an advocate or an autistic agenda. It doesn't actually exist anywhere except your own delusional mind. Okay? Sorry. Not sorry. I'm so tired of this shit, I can't see straight. There's no agenda. People just want their human rights respected. It's not that fucking deep, folks. It's not hard to figure out. Jeez. Anyways, sorry, I got detracted there. He's had a year to do his job. He's done nothing. And now he's appealing for the court to do his job for him. His office gives him full authority to order those kids the hell out of that place. Sorry, not sorry. He's had many means at his disposal to use in order to close the place down. He's not done them. He's done nothing to regulate these religious schools who do not have operating licenses at all. At all. He won't even address it. Not really. He'll mention it, but he does nothing about it. Something rotten in the state of Denmark here, folks, and that's just an understatement. I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. And the next video, yes, we're doing 3, is going to be in regards to revenge fantasies. Yes, I'm going back to the JD versus AH case because I have so many morons who can't seem to figure out that venting to a friend and describing a revenge fantasy, as horrific as that might be, is not abuse. It is actually very common amongst survivors to have revenge fantasies. I've described to you some of mine. It makes him seem tame in comparison, okay? You can't tell me his are bad when I literally drew full-blown graphic comics of strangling my abuser by his own intestines, cutting off his balls slowly and burning them in front of him like we were in the Middle Ages, disemboweling him while he was still alive. Yeah. He doesn't got shit on me. But we'll get into that. We'll get into what revenge fantasies are, why we should not be using them as a means to demonize victims. Alright? As always, folks, I do appreciate your time, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.